ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. So the text which we are going to study for 2 days in 3 classes is, as Prabodh Bhai said, Upadeshsara. Upadeshsara is a text by Raman Maharshi ji. Upadeshsara is Upadeshasya Saram, which means it contains the essence of the teachings of the Shastra. The entire teaching is given wonderfully by Bhagavan Raman Maharshi, as he was fondly called, in just 30 verses. And these 30 verses are in Udinpara refrain, in that kind of meter. Originally, this text was written in Tamil, but afterwards, because of the request of Ganapati Muni, Raman Maharshi ji translated into Sanskrit. He's translated this text into Sanskrit. Actually, we have just 3 talks, and Prabodh Bhai's desire is that we should concentrate on Jnana Yoga, but we will go methodically and make it the earlier verses we will see in nutshell, and definitely we will concentrate on the later part, but without eschewing the real portion. I would like to go with the beginning itself. So, I'm sure you all know about the author, but few words about the author would also be in place. Raman Maharshi ji was a unique Mahatma. He was a Mahatma who required very little to get the knowledge. Generally, we see that great souls are born and then they have to go to a guru. Of course, sadhana chatushte sampatti, and then they go to guru and then do their sadhana, and then the realization dawns upon them. But here is a unique case where Raman Maharshi ji, we can say, not born Mahatma, but almost like that. He his birth time is 1879 to 1950. And very soon, after his birth, after about 5-6 years, his father died. And then he and his brother went to his uncle's place and they lived there. The primary education was there. Then, he was almost an ordinary child with nothing very exceptional about him. But all this was taking shape. The first awakening came in 1895 at the age of 16. When somebody had come to his uncle's place, and Venkataraman, his real name was Venkataraman. Afterwards, Venkata was removed and Ramana, he was addressed as Ramana. But somebody said, he asked that person, where are you coming from? The person who had come, the guest replied, he said, I'm coming from Arunachalam. The very name did something to him. And suddenly, he was in a different state of mind. From that moment, he wanted to go to Arunachalam. And in his childhood, he had read certain stories. And for him, Arunachalam is nothing but Shivalinga. It is supposed to be the Kailas of South. And so he is already fascinated towards this. Then from that day onwards, he began to visit Meenakshi temple. He used to go before the goddess and used to pray and pray and pray with tears coming out from his eyes. And he has begun to pine for Arunachalam. Then, in the same year, the next awakening also happened. One day, in his home, this shows, that how without teacher also, as if God only, Ishvara himself became his guru and gave him the first teaching. That is why I am telling you this. Then, as I said, in the same year, one day in the evening, he was sitting in his room and suddenly, all of a sudden, a violent fear of death overcame him. He was so gripped with the fear of death. Imagine a child of 17. Nothing had happened in the family. He had not heard about death also, on those particular days. But suddenly, he is gripped with the fear of death. But rather than giving in to that, he squarely faced it. And he dramatized the whole experience of death. He is saying to himself, see, this is how the knowledge came to him. He is telling himself that the body is dying and slowly it is kept on the funeral pyre. There is all this is dramatized. This was not just dull thought, but he felt all this, that it is being taken and it is put on the fire is also lit, but all the while he could see that nothing is happening to I. I, the capital I or the self, he came to know all this as if Ishvara himself was telling him this. And he could vividly feel that nothing is happening to I, it is beyond death and body is cremated. There is end to the body, but nothing is happening to I. He became still because it is dead body is dead. So body was still, but all the while he was drashta, the witness, the seer of what all was happening to the body. But this was the main teaching. As if Ishvara himself, this experience, this doesn't happen to everyone. We don't see this in other Mahatmas also. He was a rare case. That is what I am trying to point out. And this was, from this day onwards, he became altogether a different person. Now he is only 17. And now he is no more interested in studies, etc. And his brother and other family members are also watching this, that he is totally indifferent to studies and eating and everything. Then one day, his school teacher had given him some imposition of grammar work, and he was doing that. Then suddenly he felt that what is the use of doing this? So he threw the book and the imposition which he was writing in the dustbin and then sat down and began to meditate. One thing about him was that he could sleep very well. He had such sound sleep for hours and hours together, to the extent that even if other boys would play mischief with him and would beat him at that time also, he would not know. That was the kind of sleep he enjoyed. But these are the seeds being sown. All this is already happening inside. Then, as I said, that he threw that paper of grammar which he was writing, and his brother is watching all this. And brother said, what is the business for you to be here if you are behaving like this? But this struck his eyes were opened, and he said, yes, you are right. He didn't say to his brother, but to himself. He said, you are right. What do I have got to do here? I am not interested anymore, and I will now leave. And then the same day, he took out some money from the money which his brother had given him for paying the fees. He took that much money and left once and for all. And he took a train to Tiruvannamalai, but unfortunately the train was not going there. He had to get down somewhere, and then a long journey. It was little arduous for him, but somehow he reached there. Straight away took off his clothes, whatever little money was left, threw it into the pond which was there, and he did not even care to take bath, did not even care to take shower. He removed all this, and then fortunately, or whatever, Ishvara's desire, that it began to rain, so the shower was also taken, and he just went inside and straight away started meditating in the temple that was there. Few days he meditated there, then he went down in the caves, etc. But this is how he spent 11 years in silence. From that day onwards, he was just silent, complete maunam. For 11 years, he remained like this. And as I said, he went there, then after going there, I think in 1950 when he passed away, till that time he had never come down. Means he remained all these years, for 54 years, he remained in Tiruvannamalai, or means in the Arunachalam, because it was Shivalinga for him, and he looked upon this as Shiva only. So he stayed there. And then for 11 years he was in silence. Then one day this Ganapati Muni, he was a scholar, and he came and met him. And Ganapati could make out that this is not an ordinary Mahatma. So he asked him, "Oh sir, I have read a lot and all the scriptures I have gone through, but till today I have not been able to decipher the meaning of the real tapas. What is real austerity?" He is asking. So Raman Maharshi is looking at him for some time, and then for the first time, after 11 years, he is breaking his silence, and he said, they showed what all he knew, He said, look into the source from where aham arises, from where the aham arises. Dwell there, look into that source, that is the real tapas. And when your mind abides there, then the tapas has also done its work. This is the answer which he gave. Then they all persuaded him to build an ashram, and thereafter it is all history. And an ashram came around him rather than his building it, and he lived there. And one by one, scholars also used to come there, and discourses were going on. He used to sit and listen. He used to sit and listen to all the discourses that were taken by other Mahatmas and Shastris. And he confirmed everything. Not that he had learned from any teachers. He had not learned anything from any teacher. But when Upanishads, etc. were being taught by the scholars, he said it is right. From his own experience. So, in this sense, I said that he was a born Mahatma, as it were. Very little was required, and that too came directly from Ishvara. Now, with this little background about the author, little background about the text is also not out of place. So, actually, the main work was written by the poet Muruganar. He was writing about the Leelas, the sports of Lord Shiva. And when he was writing the sports of Leela, or Leela of Lord Shiva, he came to a point where he could not proceed further. He came to a point where all the ascetics living in Daruka Vana, they were all doing lots of tapascharya with the desire to gain more power. And then Lord Shiva appears before them and says, you do not require more power. What you require is really knowledge. You have done a lot of action, and you have gone through all this, and still the original problem of inadequacy or a want or a sense of lack has not gone from you. So now what you require is knowledge, jnanam, and not karma. And at this point, the poet Muruganar stopped and he requested Sri Raman Maharshi ji to write about what Lord Shiva taught them. Raman Maharshi ji fortunately agreed, and that is how the Upadeshsara came into existence. What we find in the text is really being taught to the ascetics. And Lord Shiva, what was written is that what you really require is knowledge and not action. And the story goes that Lord Shiva took the form of a handsome monk, and he went where the ascetics were doing tapasya and lots of rituals, etc., for gaining more powers. And he requested Vishnu to become Mohini. So Lord Vishnu takes the form of Mohini and goes to the wives of the ascetics where they were in their cottages, etc. And Lord Shiva appears as a handsome monk before the ascetics. And when the monk appears, they stopped doing their rituals, and that is how the ritual was broken. And here the wives are enticed by Mohini, and this is how then the ascetics could see that these are not awesome, this is really Lord Shiva and Vishnu has appeared in this form, and they surrendered. And then the teaching which is given by Lord Shiva is Upadeshsara in the words of Raman Maharshi ji. So this is the background of Upadeshsara. So shall we proceed with the first verse? We'll quickly see one by one verses, and then we'll dwell upon the Jnana Yoga as Prabhupada said. So now I will chant and you repeat. That is how we'll proceed. And I'll also be talking about the verse. So first one is Karturajnaya prapyate phalam karma kim param karma tajjadam. Karturajnaya prapyate phalam karma kim param karma tajjadam. So this is being replied as if Raman Maharshi ji is telling to Mimamsakas. Actually, Mimamsaka theory, karmeti Mimamsakaha. Mimamsakas are a school of thought. Actually, they believe in Vedas, but they do not believe in Ishvara. They believe in Vedas, and particularly in Karmakanda. Their main their main perception is that karma is the only means that is required in life for sukha prapti and dukkha nivrutti. Everybody is seeking happiness. For that, karma is enough, and karma is enough to get rid of dukkham also in life. So for them, karma is everything. To them, this is being said. What is my author saying? Karturajnaya prapyate phalam. You bank upon karma only. But actually, where is the result coming from? You think that karma is everything, but karma is in fact limited. Karma brings about limited result. And Raman Maharshi ji is trying to show that karma itself being limited cannot produce limitless. And what we desire is limitless. You discern the problem of life. You discern what you are really seeking. Look into yourself. What is it that your heart, or what is it that you really want? Everybody really what everybody really wants is limitless, is infinite. We have been getting finite things. We have been getting limited things. But those limited results have not been so far. They have not been able to give us final contentment. So, why don't you think that so many karmas have been done? One karma gives you some result, and that result again is not the end of it. That again replaces with another desire. So, a desire per se may be fulfilled, but it leaves another desire in its place. Okay, that desire is also fulfilled. But again, in the wake of it, you get something temporary, you feel good also. But again, you are back to the same thing. Again, there is another desire. What does this show? That karma and its result are not getting rid of the desirer. Desirer remains the same. From childhood onwards, if we look at our own life, so many desires have been fulfilled. In the childhood, we may have been occupied with toys. Then as we grow, then some other objects, then still other objects. In this manner, the objects may have changed, but the one who is desiring the objects, one who is desiring remains the same. So, that shows that karma and the result that it produces has not been able to satisfy you. Why don't you grow out of it? Moreover, the karma which is giving the result, is the karma itself capable of producing the result? That is what Raman Maharshi is mainly pointing at. That you think that karma itself is giving the result. But is karma capable of giving result? No. Why? Because an action is performed within the laws that are designed and governed by the Ishvara. Within the laws, karma is produced. That I am able to talk. That whole program has been made. There are certain laws. Within that laws, all these functions are happening. Have we made those laws? Speaking itself is not possible without the laws that are there. That means that there is someone else who is governing all this, and within his realm, within his laws, all this is happening. Not only is he karma adhyaksha, but he is also karma phala data. As Shiva Mahimna says beautifully, that krato supte jagrat, you say when a karma is performed, we do an action and that action is over. Now tell me, who brings about the result? That karma is done and it is over. Karma itself cannot produce the result because the result is governed by the laws that are made by the Ishvara. And that is why Raman Maharshi is pointing the very first word, kartuhu. Kartuhu agneya prapyate phalam. It is by the laws of kartu, that is Ishvara, that the result is coming. It is not mere karma which is capable of bringing the result. It is because the laws are there that karma is bringing the result. That is why karma, what can karma do? It is jadam, it is itself inert. See, karma is inert. Somebody is watching this, and karma is, when we do the karma, it dies. But somebody is aware of this. It is like a computer software where everything is stored, and then when the right time comes, it is able to give us the result. See, there are many factors, many variables working upon a karma to bring about a result. Now, how do the one who is performing the karma can know that these are the things needed to be brought to bring about a result? It is by no means that a limited entity can, with its own limited perception, limited intelligence, can bring about the result. Understand this. When a karma is performed, so many factors are working upon it to bring about a result. We can see only very little, but there are thousands and thousands of factors, our own past karmas, the intentions with which they are performed, and many a times our past karma may infringe upon the result of the present karma. That also can happen. We may have performed many such karmas in the past, and that also we do not know that it is the last birth or many births beyond that. but the result of that karma may infringe upon the result of the karma that I am doing now. All this, with the limited intellect, we cannot make out. Raman Maharshi ji, author is pointing this to Mimamsakas, that you think that karma is capable. Karma itself is inert. Somebody is the witness of that karma when it was performed, and the result is not coming now, it is going to perhaps come in future. Karma is done and dead. Who is going to bring about the result? You see you follow what I am saying? That is why grow out of this apara prakriti. Karma is apara, inferior prakriti. Pay your attention to para prakriti. Author is leading or drawing the attention of this Mimamsakas or these ascetics who are wedded only to this more and more power. This is not going to solve your original problem of inadequacy. Karma will not solve this. You may get more power, but then what? Tomorrow, there is no end to Trishna. There is no end to the greed. Bhartrhari says that Bhogana bhukta vayameva bhuktaha. By enjoying more and more bhogas, the objects and the enjoyments are where they are. They remain as young as they were. But we are in the process, we are now dilapidated. So, this is what author is drawing the attention of the Mimamsakas. Then see, in the first two verses, he is showing the limitation of karma. See in the second verse. Kruti mahodado patana karanam phalam shashvatam gati nirodhakam. Ratho patana karanam phalam shashvatam gati nirodhakam. Moreover, he says, Kruti maho, what is karma? What is karma actually doing? You think that it is going to liberate you. You think that it is going to give you everything. You are banking upon this karma. Whereas, in reality, what is it? Kruti mahodadho patana karanam. In reality, Kruti mahodadho. This action is going to sink you in the ocean of samsara. Kruti mahodadho patana karanam. It is going to really be the cause of your downfall. One has to think about it. Not only is it going to solve your problem of a lack, of inadequacy, but on the contrary, it is going to give a lease of life to samsara. It is going to give a lease of life. You know what is lease, It is actually giving oxygen to the samsara. It is going to precipitate samsara more rather than giving you something. You think that you are getting, but as we just saw, that a desire is replaced by another desire. But as Pujya Swamiji used to say, that just as in classical music, they sing a raga, classical raga, and they have that shruti going on, where the notes are put sa, pa, etc. So when the singer is singing one raga, that time we do not hear that shruti. But when he changes the raga, then when in between, when there is a gap, we hear sa, pa, we hear that shruti. Similarly, one desire is fulfilled. For some time it is fine. We think we have got everything. But very soon, the nature of these enjoyments are such that very soon we get used to it. We get even tired of it. We get bored with it. And our fanciful mind wants something else. Now what? Now what is the Shruti? Now what? Now what? What next? What next? What next? In this manner, you keep on doing, you keep on getting results, but this karma is not going to come to an end. Result makes you desirer for another result, for another result, for another result. Let us just squarely or honestly look at our life. That what are we doing? satisfying one desire after the other. This is general observation. I am not telling anyone that we are just busy satisfying one desire after the other. This is, in this rut we are all lost. Whereas the author is showing that this is not the solution to the problem. Nasti akrutaha krutena karmana. Mundaka Upanishad says beautifully, Nasti akrutaha krutena. Your heart, if you really look at what you really want, is akrutaha. Akrutaha means which is not the result of karma. Because the result of karma is always, however great it may be, it is always going to be limited. And limited, you will never be satisfied with the limited. Okay, we will have addition of limited. We will surround ourselves with limited results. One result is limited, and we will surround ourselves with that. In that case, it will give us some satisfaction. No. Pujya Swamiji says one limited plus limited plus limited. Addition of limited things can never be limitless. Finite, the addition of finite can never be infinite. But we fail to see this. That is what is Kruti Mahodadau Patana Karanam. Karma will never show that no, you leave me. Why? Because karma is produced from ignorance. Karma is the result of ignorance. In fact, the grandson of ignorance. Karma is the I'm just putting it that way. Why? Because karma has come from desire. And desire is because of ignorance. Ignorance of the true nature of the self. Had I known that I am full and complete, there would not have been desire to be complete. Oh, had those ascetics knew that we are great, we don't need I am Satchidananda, I am complete. Had this knowledge been there, had that fulfillment been there, then there would not have been desire for more power, more desire for security. That would not have been there. So, the desire shows that ignorance is there. See, we don't see ignorance, but we see the effect of ignorance. Ignorance is unmanifest. We don't see that. But then how do we come to know that ignorance is there? Desire is the manifestation of ignorance being there. So, ignorance, desire, and then desire results into karma. Karma, which is the product of ignorance, effect of ignorance, cause, is not going to get rid of the ignorance. Because that itself is the product of ignorance. It is not going to say that no, ignorance, I am the product of ignorance and so I should get out of it. No. In Atma Bodha, Bhagavan Bhashyakara says, Aviroditaya karma na avidyam vinivartayeta. Aviroditaya karma. Karma is unopposed to ignorance. Karma is not opposed to ignorance. Why? Because it is the son of ignorance. So what do you require opposite thing to remove that. What is the opposite of ignorance? Knowledge. Tejas timira vidyam avidyam nihantyeva. Vidyam avidyam nihantyeva. It is only knowledge which can destroy, because they are opposites. Just as when the sun rises, darkness cannot remain. Similarly, when there is knowledge means I am full, and not just in speaking, but to feel that I am full. I am Satchidananda. Where is the place for desire? In the wake of this knowledge, desires will not, and desires means binding desires. Other desires are not a problem. That we will see later on. But author says, Kruti Mahodadau Patana Karanam Phalam Ashashvatam Gati Nirodakam. And what you get even after working so hard, most of the time, and you have to pay a great price. Nothing comes free. Whole of your life, the prime time of your life goes away in acquiring. And then you have to pay a price. Your energy, your time. And sometimes after a certain age it is difficult. When your energy begins to decline, then the knowledge requires a lot of energy and willpower and everything. So he says, phalam asha, however hard you try, the result that you are going to get is ashashvatam. It is not nitya. And main thing is gati nirodhakam. Gati nirodhakam. It is not letting you proceed on the path of Shreyaha. On the contrary, it wheels you away from the path of Shreyasa and takes you on more and more in the path of Preyaha. Imam lokam hina taram va vishanti. Mundak says, Imam lokam, it takes you from this to more such other worlds. Kshine punye martya lokam vishanti. With karma, with punya karma. It's not ordinary. With punya karmas, you may gain lots and lots of, you may have very big results in store for you. But how long? How long? Kshine punya. You have to pay a price. When the punya is over, martya lokam vishanti. So in this way, in the first two verses, Maharshi ji is showing the limitation of karma. So okay, then fine, we'll give up karma altogether. We'll give up karma. Just as Arjuna, is disillusioned with karma. He says, this is not fulfilling any of my desires. I'm no more interested in that. You tell me what is the best. That which is nishchitam shreyaha, that you tell me. Bhagavan says you have to wait for that. Although he began with knowledge, but Arjuna wanted to give up karma. Bhagavan never for once agreed to that. So here also, if action is not going to give us anything, and it is on the contrary bondage to our progress, we'll give it up. No. Nothing can be given up until and unless you have used it properly. To give up some, just as here I don't know whether you get sugar cane or not, but just as in sugar cane, you have to squeeze its juice and then throw it away. Similarly, karma can give you a lot. Karma is the indirect means for moksha. Take that from that and then you can give it up. So first of all, use karma in the right way. Come in harmony with the creation. Come in harmony with dharma. Come in touch with Ishvara with the help of the same karma, and then you can give it up. That is what is shown by Maharshi ji in the next two verses. So next two verses shows how karma can be utilized. If you don't know how to use karma, if you unintelligently use action, then you may be bound. Karmana badhyate jantu. Karma can bind, but it can release also provided you know how to make use of it. So it requires really teacher or an acharya who can show that how we should proceed with life. So he says now in third verse, I'll chant first line. Ishwararpitam nechaya kritam chitta shodakam mukti sadakam. So now, just as Bhagavad Gita says, Ishwan, when can action bless us? Action is a beautiful tool, but if you know how to use it, if you can make a proper use of it, when can it bless? The same action when Ishwararpitam na ichchaya kritam. When action is used as an offering, or rather when action is offered to Ishvara. Now the role of action has changed. Now, as Gita or as our scriptures, they say that we are the beneficiary of the entire creation. We have been constantly been favored by the entire creation. And so, with the help of the action, now when we are responsible, Now when we can decide on our own, we have to contribute with the help of the action to the entire creation. So you see, whenever you are doing something, there are two altars before you. Either to do it for your own self, disregarding others, or you can offer the same action to the society also, to the entire creation also. It is here that karma can bless you. If the action is used only to satisfy or fulfill your personal agenda, merely your agenda, I and mine, at the most I in my family and my kith and kin. If my life is centered around only these few people, then perhaps I do not know a greater reality. I am missing or I am blind to a very big thing. The entire creation has offered itself for what you are today. And therefore, it now behooves of you. It is becoming of you to return the favor. You have been taking so far. Lord Krishna says, now you give. Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanah. Oh Arjuna, karma can definitely bind. But if it is done purely with the selfish desire, definitely you need whatever you need, little bit. But at the same time, Bhagavan says, there should be a share for others. Your life and whatever you can do should not be totally utilized only for yourself. You are not an isolated being. You are not living in an island. And look at yourself, how the entire sun, moon and entire, all the five elements, your parents, your teachers, then ancestors, everybody has a say in what you are. The whole society, the municipality, the city, the state, the country, the scientists, everything, everybody, each and if we come to think of it, even animals, everybody has a say, everybody has contributed to what we are. That is why in our society, in the olden times, the life was such that automatically there was a share for everyone. Bhagavan says, this is how when you also contribute by your action, then the same action will become mukti sadhakam. The same action which could have bound you, but if it is utilized in this manner with the yajna bhavana means with the sense of offering, when it is done, it will be mukti chitta shodhakam mukti sadhakam. We have time up to 9, no? No. Chitta shodhakam, see, it is only when action is performed in this sense can it purify you. You may ask, we don't need purification. We are fine. How do you say that we need to purify ourselves? We need to be mature. We are fine. No. Everybody is nothing but a bundle of likes and dislikes. Raga, dveshas, kama, krodha, agrahas, all these are there. There cannot be a person without likes and dislikes, without insistences. There cannot be. A person is nothing but his likes and dislikes. But same thing, if not paid attention to, can become a big obstacle in the path of mukti. So, our scriptures say that, first of all, this needs to be neutralized. See, knowledge cannot occur, knowledge cannot happen, or knowledge cannot abide. You will not abide in knowledge, in Satchidananda Atma, as long as this blockage of likes and dislikes, that is impurity or antakarana ashuddhi is there. And main Ashuddhi is nothing but ego, as we will see. Main Ashuddhi is nothing but strong likes and dislikes. As long as they are there, knowledge cannot penetrate. So what should we do? So, a proper life has to be lived wherein or whereby we can neutralize this strong likes and dislikes. Once they are removed, then you are ready to enter into the portals of knowledge. Let alone knowledge. You can live happily if you are free from this Ashuddhi. So, it is very, very important that we utilize karma. Utilize karma is yoga. Here comes yoga. Raman Maharshi ji has not used that word. He has used Ishwararpita. But what that means is live a life of karma yoga. What is this yoga? Yoga comes from the root yuj, which means to join. You perform the karma in such a manner that it joins you with Ishvara. It joins you with that one tattva. And once you are joined, that itself will remove the likes and dislikes, I and mine. Today, what occupies our psyche is what for me? What am I going to get out of this? Men will not proceed to do anything unless and until, this is what we find. In each and everything, we will think the selfishness will be there. This rules the roost, self-centeredness is there in our life. It's okay, but understand this is the biggest impurity. Why? Because as I said, the entire universe has given you something. And now you cannot close your eyes to that. It is your moral responsibility to give something. That is possible only by karma yoga. Karma yoga is nothing much. Wherever you are placed, the assigned duty that is given to you, play it well. In the sense of offering. By my this action, may others be pleased. By whatever role I have been given, I have no judgments to make about it. This is where Ishvara has placed me, and I will perform the assigned duty in the best possible manner, with the attitude of offering. So Karma Yoga is, while performing action, this attitude we entertain. That is called Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam. In each and every action, what is Kushalata or what is Yoga is, may I help others. May others be elevated by my this action. Whoever that other may be, This is Ishvara Arpitam. And the other part of Karma Yoga is result. Karma has two things, performing action as well as receiving the result. At both the places, what is making it yoga is the attitude. While receiving the result, what is the attitude? That prasada buddhi. Samatvam yoga uchyate. What is this prasada buddhi? That it is coming from the feet of Lord. I offered it as naivedya and I get it as prasada. Prasada neutralizes my judgments or my likes and dislikes. Whatever it is fine. The attitude that we have from prasada, it may be ash or it may be laddu or whatever it is, But sometimes Badrinath prasada is very hard and all that. But we never look upon prasada as that. Whatever is fine. We are just, sanctified with the very prasada itself. We look forward for that. So, even though the action, the result of the action may be good, may be exact, may be more, may be less, may be opposite, or there can be four categories of result. I may get exactly as I want. I may get more than what I thought. I may get less than what I thought or expected. And I may get exactly opposite of what I had expected. Whether it is more or less or exact or opposite, what is my attitude towards this? Towards it? Fine. Okay, prasad, it is fine. Nityam cha samachittatvam ishta nishtopa pattishu. Samachittatvam, the result is not the same, understand. Result is not the same. But what is my attitude? It is fine. This silences, this neutralizes my expectations and my likes and dislikes and insistences that it should be like this only. Earlier I may have felt that God has been unfair to me. He has been very partial, but no more. Once that thing, that reaction, when I get the result and I react, that is ashuddhi. Why? Because it creates disturbance in the mind. And moment a mind reacts, it no more learns. It is no more in the present. Think of it. It is no more in the present. Already there are many complaints going on in the mind. It either goes to past or begins to compare with others, finds fault, blame game begins. But moment there is prasada buddhi, it is fine. Whatever it is fine. You must have heard of the famous thing of Narsi Mehta. It was a Gujarati poet. You know, he was a great devotee of Lord. The news came, when he was doing bhajan, the news came that his wife had passed away. And he says, Balu thayu bangi janjar sukhe bajishu Shri Gopal. Which means, not that he liked it, not that he was happy about it, not that he was insensitive. Such a great man cannot be insensitive. But he says, okay, fine, whatever he thought, Ishvara thought is fine. Now I'll happily take, without any disturbance, I will take Ishvara's name. No reaction. Not easy. It is easier said than done. Mirabai also says, Rama rakhe tem rahiye, Odavaji Ramara, as he keeps, I'm ready to live as his bidding is. Today this, then fine. Tomorrow this, is fine for me. Prasada Buddhi takes away all complaints, all reactions. What else is required? Your mind is quiet. Not only quiet, it is one with Ishvara. There is complete harmony, complete alignment with Ishvara. And this is what blesses. What blesses is this. Okay, not that I'm indifferent. I become pessimistic. Or okay, fine. No, not that. There must be some reason behind this. I can see only this much, whereas he can see much more. And a deep shraddha that he is a well-wisher. Maybe today I cannot see what is good in this for me, but I am sure that there is something. This kind of shraddha is what blesses, So, Raman Maharshi says that chitta shodakam. And when this happens, his heart is quiet, pure. Mukti sadhakam. This becomes mukti sadhak, takes you on the ladder of, he proceeds on the ladder of mukti. Now, to be a karma yogi without seeing Ishvara's role in life, without bringing in Ishvara in our life, it is not possible to be a karma yogi. There is no karma yoga without a strong presence of Ishvara. So, it is necessary that a karma yogi is also a great bhakta. Because while performing also, Ishvara is there, I am doing it for him. And while receiving the result also, he sees Ishvara. While performing also, he is doing for him. And while receiving also, he is in tune with Ishvara. So a karma yogi has to become a great bhakta. He is a bhakta, but the more and more the element of Ishvara comes in karma yoga, to the extent it comes, the karma yogi becomes a real or an intense, or rather the real karma yogi. To the extent he becomes a devotee, to that extent he becomes a real karma yogi. But how to do that? How to become a bhakta? So, Raman Maharshi shows that we should invoke that devotee from us. That devotee is there. But today, it is embedded or squandered. Our devotion is squandered in many other places. It is embedded much within also. Today I am devotee of money, I am devotee of this power, etc. So many other things. It is there. But gradually I have to see that all this is, Ishvara is to occupy the prime place in my life. All this is due to aviveka. All this is due to the lack of discrimination. Once viveka comes, then I will be able to see this. That is why now Raman Maharshi shows how to invoke that devotee from us. He says some special acts of worship, some special things have to be done. It is not enough that you do your routine work, but to search or to discover that devotee from us, certain special acts of worship, as well as oral puja, as well as meditation, all this is required in life, without which we may not be able to discover that devotion from us. So, we have to do this. That is why he now says, Kaya vang mana karyamuttamam Pujanam japas chintanam kramat. So he says, to practice this devotion, first, just as first do it in your small puja room, have a small place, become a devotee there, and then, having mastered that, then a time will come that you enter into this vast puja room. When you are sitting, see, he says, there are 3 different actions by which we can invoke that devotee from us. What are they? He says, Kaya, Vang, Manaha, Karyamuttamam. He says, you can do puja, or you can connect with Ishvara at the level of body, that is at physical level, 1. Then at the oral level, and then Manaha, respectively. It's not that first I will start with meditation. First Manaha, I will try to do with that. No. Start with the physical level. There is a reason behind this. Why? Because meditation is difficult. First, you do it at the level of body. See, when you are doing puja, let me tell you, puja is an excellent way of connecting with Ishvara. And it has the maximum result also. Puja has the maximum result. Okay, keep that aside. Result in we don't want those results, but grace of Ishvara. He says, first of all, we should have an Ishta Devta also in life. There should be I will not use the word should have, but it is definitely beneficial if there is a personal Devata or Ishta Devta as we call in your life. We must have a special relationship with one Ishvara. Then of course we can spread it everywhere. But first of all there, I have a special bond with him. And with Ishvara, with others I may have some inhibitions and I may be afraid of them and I am not sure of them. But with Ishvara you can be totally open, totally free. So your whole personality, all your emotions, it is easy to relate with him. So he says puja is the best way. Kaya, through physical. And when you do puja, There are so many steps involved in that, 16 steps or hundreds, whatever. You can make it as long as you want. But a definite, in a definite upachara, you can do the puja. First call him, first dhyanam, then avahanam, then padyam, arghyam, then give abhisheka. In all this, you are chanting the verses. Your hands are also giving him abhishekam, etc. So your body, your speech, and your mind, all three are engaged. There can be disturbance, but since you get a wider scope, your body is also there, physic is also there, your mind is also there, and your speech is also there. Total attention is there. And in course of time, by doing this, if your intention is pure enough, I am sure you will become a great bhakta. Provided you do not allow mechanicalness to come into this. If you are alert in doing this, then this is the best. Then, as you gain that steadiness of mind, and as you grow in devotion, then the second step is through speech. You chant different stotras, you chant the mantras, etc. Now the scope of body becomes less, and with mind, with speech, you will begin to chant. This also, if you are doing it, once you do it, you can see that it can immediately quieten your mind. This is the result of the Orvang Tapaha. Then comes Kaya Vang Manaha. Then comes mind. With mind you meditate or do mantra japa. This is how the devotee can be invoked from you. Then Raman Maharshi ji, supposing the question arises that, okay, if I do puja, what should be the form that I choose? Then he says, Jagat Ishadhi Yukta Sevanam Ashtamurti Pruteva Pujanam. He says, if the form, then according to Raman Maharshi, if the form is Jagata Ishadi Yukta, the entire creation is the form of Ishvara. The entire creation, 5 elements, 8 things are given here. 5 elements means sun, earth, then water, then fire, air, space, plus sun, all the luminaries, then moon means all the planets and satellites, and jiva. These are the 8 things. Or rather, here he says, Jagata Ishati. Look upon the entire creation as Ishvara and worship him. Worship the entire creation as Ishvara. Ashtamurti Brut Devapul. The entire creation is 8-fold Ishvara, 8-fold form of Ishvara, and you worship him in that manner. Then, Uttamaha, he says further, in that also, this is about the first kaya. What kind of form should we choose? For that, Raman Maharshi says that the entire creation is the form. Now, if we choose the Vang puja or puja at the level of speech, then how should we proceed? So he says in the 6th verse that at the level of speech you can choose mantra, you can do the chanting, but in the chanting also how to gradually proceed, that he says. So Kaya, Vang, Manaha. In the 5th verse he talks about the puja or the form. Then in the 6th verse he talks about how to perform puja at the level of speech. And in the 7th verse he will show how to meditate. So we will now look into verse 6. Uttamastavāduccamandataha चित्तजं जप ध्यानमुत्तमम् आज्यधारया स्रोतसा समम् सरलचिन्तनं विरलतः परम् भेदभावनात् सोऽहमित्यसौ भावनाभिधा पावनी मता So, as far as oral puja is concerned, he says, Uttama, Uttamastavat, Uchchamantatah, Chittajam Japa, Dhyanam Uttamam, respectively. First is loud chanting. Right when you begin, your mind cannot be controlled. Your mind will not be quiet. So, when you start the chanting, let it be loud. Loud means not that others will gather and they will be disturbed. Not that way. But loud so that you are alert. So begin with that. Uttar. Then Uchcha or Upamshu also. Upamshuja. It goes on in the mind. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Not in the mind but murmuring. You can hear. You chant and you hear. And then the third one is Mandataha or Chittajam Japa. Third one is Chittajam. Then you chant only in the mind. Respectively, the more than loud chanting, the second one, murmuring is better. More than murmuring, which is better, Chittajam Japa, when you are chanting it or the mantra goes on in the mind. And the time comes when you don't have to even give the auto suggestion to the mind. On its own, the mantra japa goes on. So that capacity we have to gain. But it comes when we do the first one, then second, mastery is gained that way. So, loud chanting, you are with that. And then murmuring, and then chittajam japa. He says, in japa also, which is the best? So, which kind of, not japa, but meditation, which meditation is best? Not which is distracted, or not which is disturbed, but which kind? Ajya dharaya srotasa samam sarala chintanam viralatah param. Rather than viralatah chintanam which is viralatah. Viralatah means which is distracted, where there is disturbance, where there is, you are forcing yourself to sit and meditate and do japa. Rather than that, which is best? Sarala chintanam. Which is best? That which is smooth. He says, how smooth? Then he says in the first line, smooth like ajya dharya, like the flow of ghee, like the flow of butter. He gives two examples, like the flow of ghee or like the flow of, like the stream of water. These two flows. That kind of meditation is better than viralata, that which is distracted. Now see, meditation is something which you cannot force yourself. It is not a matter of your will. No, I am going to meditate. With willpower, that is not going to work. Just as you can, Puji Swamiji used to say, that you cannot say that I am going to love this person. If it happens, it happens. Yeah, you can create a condition. You can create a condition, you can create an environment where that love happens. Something has to happen. When the proper conditions are there, it happens. When we create the conditions for puja, we bring flowers, we prepare the altar, we clean the place, we do this, we light a lamp. When all this is there, automatically your mind is filled with that purity, with that sanctity, and you feel like sitting there. Some people say, I don't believe in all this. I don't believe in a puja. You have to believe. Why? Because it is not possible that we can command our mind that now you have devotion. Start meditating. It's not that. The right atmosphere has to be there. One has to gradually glide into that. Similarly here also, for meditation also, it is not that I can say, no, I am going to meditate upon Satchidananda. That which is formless, without any form, without any shape, without any attributes, how are you going to meditate? So, it requires that, first of all, you should like the subject. You should be interested in that. And mind can abide only and only in an object which it loves. Spontaneously or without any force, it can only be in a thing where there is love. Where there is love and where there is interest, automatically mind will abide there. Even when we are doing many other things, that time also our mind is, thinking about the thing which we like. We don't have to tell our mind, oh, go there and think of that person. You don't have to tell, automatically it goes. When the child is studying, then without even, mother may want that you keep on studying this only. But automatically his mind will go in movies. He may be in the room which is closed from all sides, but still it will run away. Why? Because that is the thing which he likes. Similarly, when an interest is created, and this happens after a long time. Patanjali ji says, Satkara, Dirghakala and Nairantarya. But there should be respect for it. Long time. It's not that it's not a work of 1 or 2 days or 1 or 2 months. It may take years together. Dirghakala, and for how should it be done? Nairantarya. Naira, ceaselessly. Ceaselessly means we have to give time. Bhagavan says, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena jigruhyate. With abhyas, constant repetition, constant application. Not forcing, but doing it with love. And vairagya, with dispassion towards other things. This is how an interest is created. And then the meditation will be like the flow of ghee. Why did he have to use this word ghee, like the flow of butter, clarified butter? Generally, we find taila dharavat. But Raman Maharshi uses the word ajya dharaya. Why? Because ghee has some viscosity in it. Yeah? So, he is indicating or he is showing that there should be love for this. That sneha should be there. Then automatically it sticks. If the sneha is there, if stickiness is there, then you don't have to, it automatically remains there. When you are pouring ghee from one receptacle to the other one, then the flow goes on and on. Then you get tired. And you wipe it out and keep it. Otherwise it continues to go. Similarly, the flow of the mind, the thought flow should go towards the object of meditation in this manner. In this manner, it should go. It's not that in the morning it becomes a boring exercise, or morning or at any time, I have to sit in meditation. Rather, I look forward to it. I look forward to that quality time with myself. Quality time. That I like to be with myself. And if we have not created that interest, then I becomes the one thing which we run away from. We all the while, if that thing is not created, if that acquaintance has not been made with I, means with your own self, it is, as Swamiji says, appointment with yourself. It is such an appointment where others are not allowed to come. They want to come, but time should come when automatically they are out. Swamiji says that when this person goes to Rishikesh, he has bought ticket for one. But actually, how many travels with him? All 5-6 people, his wife and his children, and everybody travels with him. Without ticket, they also travel. Not like that. Ajya dharaya, only Naradji says in Bhakti Sutra. He says, what kind of love, what kind of meditation? Sat tvasmin parama prema rupa. There is supreme love for the object of meditation. That is Ishvara. Sajatiya vritti pravaha. This can be for Saguna Brahma. Even at this moment it may not be Nirguna Brahma, but for Saguna Brahma. That is why first Saguna Brahma has to become our object of love. That is why in Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagavan, after talking about unfolding the nature of the self, Tat Tvampada in the first 6th chapter, then he elaborates upon Tat Pada in the second set of 6 chapters. That is beginning from 7th to 12, he talks about Ishvara. Ishvara Pada, why? Because he is everywhere. You should know that. Tat Pada, that thou art. What is that? Which I want, which is with which my identity is shown. Who is that? Who is that Ishvara? So that is also to be understood. And it comes only when we develop this kind of love, this kind of relationship. It takes lot of time, Bhakti Acharyas, they show many other things. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Archanam, so many other means are by any means. If you like to listen to the kathas, listen. Madhusudan Saraswati, he's a very big commentator on Bhagavad Gita. He says, Mahatmya Jnana Purvastu Sudradaha Sarvatodikaha Smehaha Bhaktihi iti abhidiyate. When you know the greatness of a person, when you know the greatness of the object which you want to meditate upon, when you know that greatness, automatically your heart flows there. Automatically your head and heart both bows down. If you know the human being always bows down or likes greatness, when it sees that my object of meditation is such, it has no problem in accepting that, in surrendering to that. So that is what, without that Ajya Dara is not possible. Taila Dara is not possible. So that kind of meditation. Prabhupada Bhai, how long should we?
What time is it? It's 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay.
I think,
so we have come here. Now this last word.
Yeah, sorry. I hope it's okay with another 5 minutes.
Now, when you are meditating, what kind of bhavana should you maintain? Should you continue to look upon the object of meditation as different, that is Ishvara is different from you, or should you look upon that as non-dual? Should you maintain the distance? Should you remain the seeker and the sought is different from you? Seeker sought duality, or should you have the attitude? At this point, he is talking about bhavana. Bhavana means faking and making it. Here at this point, it is still not knowledge. But even when the knowledge is not there, what kind of attitude you should have? Parokshataya, theoretical knowledge you have, that there is no distance, absolutely no distance, no difference between me and Ishvara. But still I feel incomplete. I feel limited. I feel that I am different from him. Even though you feel, don't validate it. Don't confirm it. Rather than that, always give priority to what? Non-duality. Be very clear that even though I feel different, even though I feel that I am different from you, but I want to eradicate this duality and establish non-dual. This should be the bhavana. Even though you do not feel it, right from the day one, this is not there. But how to bridge the gap? even though that means I will never be that. No, the bhavana should be this. What should be the bhavana? That is, we have already chanted, Bheda bhavana, soham iti aso, abhida bhavana pavani mata. What Maharshi ji says, rather than entertaining, rather than nurturing, rather than having the bhavana of Bheda, duality. I am different, he is different. For this we need not do anything actually. This is already there. Without going to scriptures, without going to anyone, we already know that I am different from Ishvara. But the real progress or the apurvata, uniqueness or the contribution of the scriptures is that they say that thou art. You are that. The distance which you feel is notional, is not real. So, always entertain that. Abhida bhavana. What kind of? Saha aham. Saha aham. Aham saha. Saha aham. Saha means he, is I. Aham saha. They say that with every breath, when the breath goes out, soham, when it comes, aham saha. Soham, ham saha. Soham, ham saha. Soham, ham saha. It goes on and on. Sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyaja. At every time, thus sarveshu kaleshu. Entertain this bhavana. It is at the level of bhavana. Ahangraha, this is kind of bhavana, meditation. Still duality you feel, but you are not validating that. In course of time, you will be close to that non-duality. Because your heart doesn't, love is that where there is fusion. There is no separation. When there is total love, there is no separation. You do not want to hold on to your separateness. You want to become one with the object of love. Raman Maharshi says, then have that. Give up your notion that you are different from him. Keep on telling yourself, soham, soham, soham. This is not a mantra for doing repetition. It is not a japa. For japa, do something else. Do the japa of your Ishtadevta. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, or whoever your Devata. For that is going to, Soham is not going to bless you that way. It doesn't have that kind of power. Soham is the mantra for understanding. Only when you understand Saha, that I am. Of course, you require teacher for that. That will come now. But this is how. This is Pavani. This is the one which is going to purify. This is what is going to deliver the goods, not duality. Entertaining duality, which is already there in ignorance, you are never going to reach non-dual. Whereas, start from the premise of what? Non-duality. Start from there. Not from ignorance, but from where should you start? From knowledge. By ignorance, that already I know that I am different. Don't confirm it. But by constantly praying for this, saha aham, this is going to purify you. But then bhaktas say that we don't want to become sugar. We want to taste sugar. They say, Harina janato muktina mange janmo jan. We don't want to become free. Bhaktas, we want to enjoy Bhagavan. We enjoy the bhakti. Why should we become one? If we become one, then there is no enjoyment. Utsava and all this is not there. Because we have become one now. Who wants to enjoy all this? If sugar says that I want to taste sugar and not become sugar, but who is saying that? Sugar itself. Sugar wants to taste what? Sugar. Does it make sense? Sugar doesn't want to become sugar, but wants to taste sugar. Similarly, bhaktas say, we don't want to become Bhagavan, we want to enjoy Bhagavan. This is okay. Is it really? Because sugar itself is sweet. It doesn't have to enjoy that sweetness. It is already that. So, notion that I want to keep up my different identity should be removed, and what should be confirmed? That I am one, which is a fact. Duality is notional. Non-duality is not notional, it is a fact. Why are you giving up the fact to hold on to that notion? So, Raman Maharshi, this bhakti or bhakti, the culmination of bhakti is in this knowledge. Our Taittiriya Upanishad also says, Udaram antarang kurute atatasya bhayam bhavat. Even if you keep slightest distance from the Ishvara, udaram utteva, if you keep that distance, atatasya bhayam bhavati. Sooner or later you will be gripped by fear. Even if there is no other fear, you will be afraid, oh, Ishvara has come and now gone away. He gave me darshana, but he now left. He gave darshana to Naradji, but then went away. So then he was pining and pining and pining. Who is pining for whom? Sugar is pining for sugar. Something like that. So, Raman Maharshi ji here says that no, begin with Abhida Bhavana. And when this happens, then when all these notions are dropped, then the mind will very naturally abide in the self. And then we will see the place of yoga also. If none of this is possible, even after all this, if you cannot quieten your mind, you cannot do puja, you cannot do japa, you cannot do dhyan, then what should we do? Then there is, Raman Maharshi says, no, there is a way. What is that? Pranayama. Then comes the place of pranayama to quieten the mind. But if this is possible, you need not. You need not means that is a different way of quietening the mind. Whereas this is superior way that we will see tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptadehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.